In the 18 and 1900s, cigar store Indians became known as the symbol for the tobacco shop.
It's a cigar store Indian!
Behind the larger-than-life sentries who stood guard outside of the stores were the expert craftsmen who carved them out of solid blocks of wood. Some of the carvers of the time became internationally sought after by many store owners seeking to acquire the very best Indians for their store. One such man was a talented wood carving artist named John Campbell.
John Campbell was approached and asked to carve not an Indian but a fireman. Campbell agreed and eventually produced a 8-foot wooden fireman. And that fireman was placed on the top of the Fireman's Insurance Building in Newark.
1868. The wooden fireman assumes his place atop the Fireman's Insurance Building overlooking Market and Broad Streets, where he bears witness to the hustle and bustle of the Newark streets below for the next 40 years.
The city of Newark, after 40 years, decided it was time to demolish the Fireman's Insurance Building in favor of a more state-of-the-art facility. And as a result, the fireman was taken down.
Well, at that time, the Butler Fire Department was still very much in its infancy. Two of the department's earliest firefighter members were two guys by the names of John Williams and John Spellman.
The two talked about how great it would be to secure the wooden fireman for their own fire department. They knew of a place that they wanted to put him. They thought it would be perfect, and they hatched a plan.
You have to remember, there were many fire departments all around New Jersey at the time that knew about and loved the fireman. They were all competing for a chance to bring him home to their own firehouses. So it wasn't an easy task just to go and get him.
John Williams knew some of the folks in Newark, and as a result, he was able to work out a deal to bring the fireman to Butler.
1909, the wooden fireman is awarded to Butler, New Jersey's Kinney Hose Company No. 1 to be placed atop the large doors of the firehouse in the center of Butler. In the early 1900s, travel from Butler to Newark was not the 30-minute car ride that it is today. It was rather a long, arduous journey wrought with potential danger and obstacles. But as they loaded up their wagon and prepared their horses, there was no way they could have imagined just where the danger would come from on this trip.
Even though the journey there was long, it was pretty much uneventful, and they arrived in Newark without much trouble. The return trip, however, would not be without problems.
Things were going just fine, until about the halfway point.
Unbeknownst to William and Spellman, the Bloomfield firemen were angry that they weren't awarded the wooden fireman, and they had a plan to take it for themselves.
Having knowledge of the Butler Fire Department's planned route, they lied in wait. When Williams and Spellman passed their part of the road, the men sprang into action.
They came from the woods on both sides of the roadway to ambush the men. There was a scuffle between the men right there in the street as the Bloomfield men attempted to hijack the firemen.
Williams and Spellman eventually beat back the ambush attempt and were able to continue on their journey back to Butler. But the fireman's left leg was broken off at the knee in the ambush.
They needed someone to repair it. But who?
August Meyer was a jack-of-all-trades type of guy, and he assured both men that he was the right one for the job of repairing the fireman's leg. His idea was simply to build him a new leg.
Mayer began right away on the repairs while the Butler firemen began preparations for a special ceremony in honor of the fireman, whom the people of Butler were now referring to simply as the Chief.
Just before the big day, Meyer summoned for Williams and Spellman to have a look at the chief's repaired leg prior to the dedication ceremony.
The leg was as good as new and was attached, possessing new paint. As Spellman was inspecting it closely, he noticed something was very wrong.
The chief had 2 right feet.
So, as fate would have it, when Meyer made the fireman's new left leg, he actually modeled it after his right foot instead.
They all had a good laugh over it and ultimately realized the irony of it all and decided that it just added to his charm. They would keep it just as it is.
The people of Butler all attended the ceremony to welcome the chief to the community. There was applause as John Williams made the presentation and the wooden fireman took his place not only on the balcony of the firehouse, but in the hearts of the people of Butler.
In this case, instead of 2 wrongs don't make a right, we have that 2 rights actually make a wrong.
2 rights make a wrong. 2 rights make a wrong. 2 rights make a wrong. Take your time. I'm not going away. I can't wait. Another year, another day. If that's what it takes for you to see the change in you, the change in me. Two rights make a wrong. Two rights make a wrong. Two rights make a wrong.